the first light of the Khmer Empire. This was Funan, a kingdom of water and stars, of gods and queens, of trade and transformation, the first Khmer kingdom, and the first step on the path to Angkor. Funan, the dawn of the Khmer Empire, long before Angkor Wat rose from the jungle, before the faces of Bayon smiled down from stone towers, before the name Khmer Empire echoed through the lands of Southeast Asia, there was a beginning, a forgotten beginning, a kingdom by the sea. They called it Funan, a kingdom born of legend. Our story begins in the 1st century CE, along the lush deltas of the Mekong River, where the land meets the sea in what is today southern Cambodia and southern Vietnam. Here lived seafaring people, fishermen, rice farmers, and merchants. Their lives were humble. Their beliefs were rooted in the spirits of nature, the Naga, the river dragons, the ancestors. But their destiny changed when a stranger arrived. A Brahmin prince from India named Kaundinya, trained in the Vedic traditions, received a vision in a dream. In that vision, the gods gave him a sacred bow and a mission to sail across the southern seas to find a new land. Following the Maritime Silk Road, Prince Kaundinya traveled with the monsoon winds across the Bay of Bengal and into the South China Sea until he reached the delta lands of Southeast Asia. There he met resistance. The region was ruled by a powerful warrior queen, a Naga princess named Soma, daughter of the serpent spirits, protector of her people. She did not welcome the foreign prince. She led her warriors against him in battle, but Kaundinya, wielding the bow of the gods, defeated her, and instead of claiming the land by conquest, he won her heart. Their marriage between Indian prince and Khmer Naga queen became the sacred union that birthed the kingdom of Funan, the first Khmer kingdom. This kingdom would grow to become the first organized state in Southeast Asia, the first true Khmer civilization. Funan was more than a collection of villages. It had kings, cities, walls, laws, temples, armies, and embassies. The people built canals to control the flooding rivers, allowing them to harvest rice twice a year. They organized trade and wrote inscriptions. They ruled not only the delta, but pushed inland and northward. For over 400 years, Funan ruled the lowlands of the Mekong and beyond, from the coasts of the Gulf of Thailand to the borders of modern-day Laos and Myanmar. But what made Funan extraordinary was its connection to the outside world. Funan and the Maritime Silk Road. Funan stood at the heart of the Maritime Silk Road, an ancient trade network that linked India, Persia, Arabia, and even Rome to China through Southeast Asia. Merchants sailed from Calcutta, Sri Lanka, and Alexandria, carrying silk, spices, jade, ivory, perfumes, incense, and sacred texts. The harbors of Funan became wealthy ports of exchange. Archaeological discoveries at Ak Eo, believed to be one of Funan's major trading hubs, revealed Roman coins from the reign of Antoninus, pious Indian sculptures and beads, Persian and Chinese ceramics, stone foundations of canals, warehouses, and towers. Funan's people became skilled seafarers, traders, and diplomats. They spoke Old Khmer, used scripts inspired by Indian Brahmi, and practiced both Hinduism and early Buddhism. Here, the first roots of Khmer identity began to grow: religion and power. The kings of Funan took on Indian titles, calling themselves Raja, or king, and styled themselves as Devaraja, the divine ruler. They worshipped Shiva, Vishnu, and later the Buddha. They adopted the Sanskrit language, building temples and sanctuaries to house their gods. Funan was not merely Indianized, it was Khmer in soul, Indian in structure. The people of Funan mixed native animist traditions with Indian cosmology, creating something new, the first Khmer religious worldview. The Eyes of China. In the year 226 CE, Chinese records tell us of envoys sent to the court of Funan. Historians Kang Tai and Zhu Ying visited the kingdom and were amazed. They wrote of a rich and civilized land, ruled by a just and powerful king, filled with walled cities, scripture schools, legal codes, and religious temples. They described Funan as the most advanced kingdom in all of Nanyue, southern China's neighboring world. Its capital city was built with canals like those of Mesopotamia. Its rulers sent tribute to the Chinese emperor, receiving recognition and titles in return. Funan had entered the international stage. Society and innovation. Beyond kings and traders, Funan was a civilization of engineers, builders, and farmers. Water systems channeled the unpredictable Mekong into productive rice fields. Stonework and metal tools began to appear in the hands of artisans, scribes, and priests, trained the royal elite in mathematics, astrology, and language. Women, like Soma herself, continued to hold high status in court, business, and religion. This was not a land of savages, as some old colonial writers once claimed. It was a civilization, early, yes, but vibrant, spiritual, and worldly. The decline. But no kingdom lasts forever. By the late 5th century, Funan began to unravel. Power struggles broke out among rival factions. The trade routes shifted. Inland peoples, once vassals, grew stronger. And from the jungles and highlands rose a new power. A kingdom called Chenla, ruled by the Khmer from the north. They would take Funan's place and lay the foundation for something even greater. Funan faded into memory. Its temples crumbled. Its name was lost for centuries, preserved only in Chinese texts. But its spirit never died. It became the soul of Angkor, the first light of the Khmer Empire. This was Funan, a kingdom of water and stars, of gods and queens, of trade and transformation, the first Khmer kingdom, and the first step on the path to Angkor. Thanks you. From Kim History Challenge, Cambodia.